Hi, my name is Greg Fitzgerald. I'm a California lawyer. Been practicing law in California for 22 years. Our firm, Fitzgerald Campbell, is dedicated to debtor rights. And as a part of our services, we have what we call the Debtor Protection Settlement Plan. One component of that plan and that I want to talk about today is the FDCPA, and otherwise known as the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. I want to make it clear that in California, which is where I practice and the clients that I represent, we have what's called the RFDCPA, which stands for the Rosenthal FDCPA, which is nearly identical to the FDCPA, with one critical addition, which is helpful to consumers, is that it applies to original creditors, Bank of America, for example, where the FDCPA doesn't. So what that means is the original banks are included and the same laws apply to them as applies to collectors. And again, this is in the state of California. So anything that I reference today is in reference to California law, which is more expansive and includes more potential defendants in FDCPA claims. So just to be aware of that. And I like to refer to the law, the FDCPA, as sort of David's stone. You all heard the story of David and Goliath and the stone that stuck him in the forehead. And it's really what we got here. You as the consumer, you know, have much smaller. Goliath, Bank of America, billions of resources, and virtually every collector or debt buyer that's pursuing you generally much richer than you are, better financed, a lot more money, a lot more resources. So we really do have a David and Goliath situation. Actually, I think it's a Godzilla versus Bambi situation. But so it's important that David or Bambi use whatever they've got. And one of the things you got is the FDCPA. And you need to be able to hit Godzilla with that as hard as you can, as many times as you can, to be successful in terms of getting out of debt and getting out of debt for as little money as possible. So a lot of questions that I have relative to the FDCPA, I'm not going to go into what the law says or doesn't. You can ask me about that, but they ask me, why does this happen? How are we able to use the FDCPA in a way that gets you out of debt and get you out of debt for less money? One of the ways is, honestly, is arrogance. Many of these large corporations intend to violate the law. It's actually a business decision. It's cheaper for them to violate the law. The number of times that they violate the law and the number of times in which they actually pay for violating it are vastly disproportionate. That is, they get caught violating the law and actually pay money so few times that they just violate the law indiscriminately. They figure if they get caught, maybe they'll pay, maybe they won't pay. Honestly, consumers have been too easy. Consumer lawyers have not been aggressive enough in protecting consumer rights. And so this is a business decision. It's cheaper for Bank of America and any of these creditors or collectors to pay off a claim occasionally than to stop the machinery, which is the calling and the mailing and the constant sort of harassment. So it's cheaper. So it's a business decision. They violate the law. And I put that under arrogance. Another thing I think comes under arrogance is it costs them. They have certain business systems in place, and to change those systems or modify those systems or update those systems is just too costly. Today's world, accounts such as yours or anyone else are moving around so quickly, and nobody knows where accounts are, quite frankly, and a lot of accounts are in multiple places, and the cost to get that data and properly account for it and properly prove to you what you owe is far more than that they're willing to spend. So their arrogance is why we have FDCPA violations. Is why you need a good lawyer looking out for those violations, who knows where those violations are, who can take advantage of those violations. to your benefit. And absolutely nothing wrong with that. Collectors will accuse me on occasion of trying to set them up. There's just no setup. We tell them we're here, we tell them what we're doing, we tell them we represent you. They on their own continue to fall and trip over their own feet, which leads me to the incompetence. Sometimes they are just incompetent. The only thing they know to do is to call. And that's what they're going to do, regardless of what input or what data or what they're told, whether you're represented or whether you're not represented. Some of these companies are just incompetent. So they're making business decisions to go forward and make calls when they shouldn't be. They're incompetent. They just can't help themselves. Another thing that you need to keep in mind relative to FDCPA claims and how that's useful to you in terms of a debtor protection settlement plan is to use your size. You and your 1, 2, 3, 10 accounts are unknown. So small that they don't know who you are or when you are, any of that information. That's one of the reasons they don't make a difference between collecting against a 90-year-old woman in an old folks home and somebody who owes hundreds of thousands of dollars and is working and making hundreds of thousands of dollars. To them, they're all accounts. It's all the numbers game. It's all metrics. So they're all engaged in trying to maximize accounts and the number of accounts. And what you need to do is use that to your advantage. You're very small, and it can be advantageous to be very small. You are one of billions and billions of accounts out there. So what you want to do is not give them any help, not tell them who you are, not try to make any payments to them, not try to assist them in any way in terms of locating your account. What you need to do is let them know that you have a lawyer, that you dispute the debt, and not be the low-hanging fruit. There are so many other people they can chase. Let Godzilla get all the other millions of people that are basically running for their lives from these guys. All you need to do is be the guy that's running a little bit faster. And if you're successful at that, and use their arrogance against them, and use their incompetence against them, and use your size to your advantage, and you have a good lawyer who knows what he or she is doing, you can be successful, many times very successful, in using the FDCPA as a weapon to eliminate your debt. I strongly encourage you to do that. I also encourage you to visit our website, give us a call. Our consultations are free. There's no charge to you for an FDCPA case unless we're successful. So it's very affordable. And I want to thank you for watching the video today. Again, my name is Greg Fitzgerald. I'm a lawyer in California, and I'm with the Fitzgerald Campbell law firm. Thank you.